hey YouTubers, this may be the longest review I've ever done in my entire life. My camera can record for 20 minutes, so point in being two halves. Today I saw Ghostbusters, and oh my dear fucking god, what the hell have I just witnessed? Okay, it's an abomination. It is a total abomination of what the Ghostbusters is. Now you can't help but compare this to the original. You can't help that because the original is a classic. Now the first Ghostbusters, the one from 1984, the one I saw when I was 6 years old, works on two levels. If you're a child watching the Ghostbusters, you don't really care about the storyline. You're too young to really understand the power psychology and getting fired from the university and all that kind of stuff. You don't really care. At 6 years old, I cared about the ghosts and the Ghostbusters. These four guys who went out and busted ghosts and were Onionhead or Spud, later to be called Slammer from the cartoon. That's when he was officially named. I cared about that. I used to play the Ghostbusters in the playground with all my friends, and actually on the commentary for the first film, Harold Ramis mentions that he received a letter from a school saying that the Ghostbusters was great for children because it taught them how to work together as a team. Everyone was equal. That is kind of the magic that makes the Ghostbusters work on both levels, child, adult. When I got older, and I recognise the storyline for how it is. And the storyline of the first one is fantastic because at no point does it talk down to the audience. Okay, it has Winston as the everyman, but it's a very, very intelligent, sharp, witty script that does not dumb itself down. Unlike this film, which does. Oh, it really does. Now, in the last 30 years, power psychology has kind of grown from this big kind of niche market. In the 70s and 80s onwards, it kind of grew to the fact that universities, especially in America and both England, have parapsychology areas. They have schools of parapsychology. Now, whether you do or you don't believe it, it makes no difference. It's a pseudoscience, but people spend their entire life studying it. Studying clairvoyancy, telepathy, ghosts, out-of-body experiences, reincarnation. That's fine. Now, I actually respect that because you don't know if it's true or not, but your mind is trying to find out if it is. I respect that. Now, 30 years ago in the storyline, Peter and Ray and Egon basically lose everything because of their belief in science, okay? Our belief in parapsychology. In this film, exactly the same shit happens all over again, okay? Abby Yates and Erin Gilbert, both, and also Gillian, pretty much lose everything and have to start from scratch to become the Ghostbusters. And the funny thing is Erin, played by Kristen Wiig, loses her job because she captures a ghost on camera, okay? Basically geeks out as we would do, and because you've written a book, 400-page book about ghosts and if they're real or not, which, seriously, no university would have fired her for that. I cannot think of one who would. I mean, I've read texts by my lecturers at uni, okay, both times, which I personally don't believe in or agree with their academic theory, but that's the way academia works. People have theories, people don't. Compare, contrast. Never in the 21st century will she have lost her job. Here you go, first problem with that film. And it's just way too convenient, It's kind of like, well, we've lost our jobs, we're going to nick all this equipment, we're going to set up in this Chinese, an empty Chinese restaurant because they do pay homage to the firehouse, but they can't afford it because it's 22 grand a month. So they have to move into that Chinese restaurant from the trailer. So it's just no consistency here. There is no consistency with this film. So they capture a ghost on camera and people are like, you upload it onto YouTube, and this is quite an insulting moment, is they upload it on the internet, or it gets uploaded onto the internet, and they sit there reading the comments. That is a kind of a slap on the face to all us fans, okay, myself included, who posted their opinions on the trailer. The bad thing they're saying about us, and you can tell that was put in last minute. You can tell that was a reshoot, because it just comes way out of nowhere. That's not a good sign. When basically you're kind of insulting your fan base like that. I did my original YouTube review because I generally love the Ghostbusters. I was looking forward to an all-female version because I thought, hey, 21st century, next level, do something new. I wanted a more diverse Ghostbusters. Now, another problem. Now, the female Ghostbusters themselves, you can't have a call them the female Ghostbusters, okay? Abby, Erin, Julian, and Pally. The only standout actress in this film is Kate McKinnon, who I've never even heard of, okay? I looked up her. She does Saturday Night Live. I don't think we even get that in this country, okay? So I don't even know who she is. She was the only Ghostbuster, or only person in his cast. Looked like she was having fun. Honestly, now it sounds really, really bizarre to say this. Imagine if Ray and Egon have somehow brought a child into this world. That is Gillian, or Holtzman. That is her. You know, she has the scientific mind, the academic brilliance of Egon, and even has that, remember that mullet, quiffy hair he had in the cartoon? That I noticed her hair. Yet, she had this natural bouncy enthusiasm that Ray had. It's weird, she's like this fusion of these two characters, but she's the only person in the entire four women who looked like she was enjoying being there. None of them were. Seriously, I can't even remember seeing Mr. McCarthy smile once in this film. She just looked perpetually miserable. Here you go. Therein lies the problem. The other three actresses are actually quite talented actresses. They're like, you did nothing with the material. It's kind of like, as Julian's not, Kate's not really that well established, probably globally. I don't know how big Saturday Night Live is in the country. I know it's huge in the USA. But she had fun with her character, but no one else did. Honestly, I've never seen a bunch of women look so miserable in my entire life. It was just ridiculous. Okay, there was no... One thing that made the original Ghostbusters work, and yes, I am sorry to keep bringing that in, okay, but can't help it. The relationship between the four men, you believed it. You believed, okay, that Ray, Egon, and Venkman knew each other before. You know, before the events of the Ghostbusters. They worked well together. When they became the everyman, average Joes, just holding a living, busting ghosts, and Winston joined them, you absolutely accepted his part in this as well. He brought an us dynamic to it. Just, that was accepted. These women, I got no hint of their natural chemistry or the fact that they knew each other before this. It felt so forced. Which was a disappointment, because it was a disappointment, yeah. That element, what made the Ghostbusters work was you believed the relationship between the characters. You believe nothing but this film. Now the thing is, this is quite funny. The original Ghostbusters is, yeah, I know, is you see them building up. It's done through montage. It's got great music by doing it. Just kind of building up their reputation, become more established, ghosts are coming back. With this, it's essentially, are they real or are they fake? It feels very, very consistent. Now, there's that scene from the trailer where they go to that rock concert. And I find it's cheap when celebrities do cameos in anything. I just find it cheapens anything serious. In that scene is Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, the only time I find Ozzy Osbourne acceptable in a cameo is in the Adam Sandler film Little Nicky, because that's just generally funny, okay? You know, how do you kill a bat? Get Ozzy Osbourne, yeah. And also, they are in a crowded environment, okay? They haven't really tried and tested their proton packs yet. They're in a theatre, and they're setting off the proton packs trying to capture a ghost. Yeah, they're kind of established, okay, that we are carrying a nuclear accelerator on our back in a crowded environment with people. A rock gig. Yes, well, seriously, that is just ridiculous. And I could not suspend my disbelief, my only amount of belief for that moment. That's how bad this film is. Now, the thing is if they're real or not. It turns out that the mayor, in league with various government organisations, are kind of known about this rising paranormal activity, but essentially have to make it the Ghostbusters a bunch of frauds. And okay, feminazis are gonna argue about this between patriarchy and all that. You know, well, people are condemning them because they're women. The people are sexist towards them because they're women. No, no, it's absolutely nothing to do that. It's not misogyny that is cursing this film. It is a fact that this film is just so goddamn lazy. So, and to be honest, okay, I cannot criticize if any man is misogynistic towards these women when they basically sexually harassed their assistant Kevin, played by Chris Hemsworth. Oh God, okay. My opinion on him. Have you ever got to the point within celluloid where someone is so thick, you just want to slap them? Anyone ever get to that point? And if you do, put in the comments who, you know. Or someone's just so nasty that you just don't like them. I cannot stand the film Forrest Gump because I absolutely could despise Jenny. Okay? I watched that film and I care more about Major Dan than Forrest anyway, so, but that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. It is just, Kevin the assistant walks in, okay, played by Chris Hemsworth, and he is stupid. He is so thick as a character that he comes in wearing glasses. Hey, I wear glasses. Two of the other Ghostbusters wear glasses. People wear glasses. I'm just short-sighted. It happens. He comes in wearing glasses, and they look at him, and they're like, do you have no lenses in your glasses? Okay, yeah. Because even though he's short-sighted, he took the lenses out of his glasses so he wouldn't have to clean them anymore. He is stupid. He's an inept. He's the world's worst assistant. And yet the first words to him are, oh, are you seen anyone? Wow, would you ever actually say that at an interview in the 21st century? But no, but they do. Yeah. So they're just as bad as everyone else in this film, okay, in regards to this misogyny issue, okay? Yet they hire him because apparently he's good looking. Even though he's an actor of their company, could bring it down, can't answer the phones. And this is not a secret because it's in the trailer, it gets possessed. And you think being possessed, okay, would make you the big bad. You would bring basically your evil 4 number, which we know you can probably do, okay? No, he just comes across as dumb. Even though he's possessed, okay? Now the guy who possesses him is, I had to look this up because I've never heard this guy. Neil Casey, okay, as a character, he's kind of like prior to this. You know, he has this storyline as well. Basically, he's planting these like devices that attract the ghosts regarding ley lines. I don't know. Never heard of him. Underused. We never know his motivations. We never really know, you know, why he's doing this, apart from the fact he was bullied at school. Whatever, you know? I mean, you never learn about these characters, this character at all. Any of these characters. It's just, oh. Now, what really brings down this film, though, is regarding the stupidity and the slapstick comedy and his women bitching at each other. And Patty's, okay, I've never really heard of Leslie Jones, so I don't really, you know. That sassy New Yorker black chick, Paddy compels you. That gets old really, really quickly. Now, got nothing against the actress, but the thing is, she needed to tone it down. It got way too grating, okay? Now, there are other things. These are, someone said in my original reaction video, but these women aren't women, they are stereotypes, they're tropes, and that is exactly what you get from this. You've got a sassy black chick, you've got the totally ditz genius, okay, you've got the inept academic, you've got Charles Dance as the guy who actually fired Erin, which I thought was nice. I saluted that, I generally saluted that. You've got all this, yet it's wasted. There is no build-up, there's no relationship, there's no character development. And I just found it so insulting how a film which at times shows genius ideas, it shows intelligence between these guys, is few and far between. Now, the thing that made Ghostbusters work first time around was not the ghosts, it was the relationship between the guys, but the ghosts, seeing them, the ghosts did help. The ghosts here don't. I mean, seriously, it just seems to trying to assassinate our memories of the ghosts from the original, okay? You get the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man as some kind of like screwed up Macy's Day ghost balloon, which is popped, okay, by Erin. You get the reference to the library ghost, okay, who just basically goes ballistic, breaks the door and covers Erin in slime. Erin seems to be the bitch of this film. Go figure. You get no dramatist. There's this one thing where basically they go in, they face off to a bunch of ghosts. Yeah, they don't really seem to be activating the trap. They're basically just shooting the proton packs at them with nowhere to go. It's just, that's the problem. This film has nowhere to go. Apart from down, obviously. So, however, there's the cameos. Now, one thing I love is this. Now, the fact they recruited pretty much virtually everyone apart from Rick Moranis, who's retired from acting. His wife passed away, which is why he did it, and every fan out there respects him and understands why he never came back, and we respect him even more. Is a bust of Harold Ramis at university, which I thought was a beautiful, magnificent tribute. I'm going to start the cameos here. Okay, now Dan Aykroyd is the executive producer of this film, and we know he would not really insult the Ghostbusters because he's executive producer. He is a taxi driver who basically pretty much says the phrase, "Ain't afraid of no ghost." Here you go. That's his, which is quite cute in its own little kind of like, oh, okay. You've got the Winston Zedmore, okay, and his cameo is he's Patty's uncle, and he's seen at the end of the film, very very end. Now Bill Murray's cameo. Oh, now this is a good one. This is a good one. He plays a scientist, a parapsychologist debunker, and there's a lot of those, okay, who basically goes on TV and slags them off saying, okay, these aren't Ghostbusters, there's no such thing as ghosts, and he basically insults them, and instead of these four women, female Ghostbusters, showing some maturity, when he shows up at their Chinese restaurant place, he shows up at their Chinese restaurant place and says, show me a ghost and I will believe in ghosts, okay? Now, you expect these women, okay, after just having caught their first ghost, to basically tell him, we haven't built a containment field yet, it's in the proton containment thing, we are not doing that, okay? It's too unsafe. But Erin, who's so upset about this guy, instead of showing a bit of backbone and saying just tell him to fuck off, which anyone else would, lets the ghost out, and Bill Murray's character is killed. What? Yes, seriously, you can see him going over the window to kill him off. And yet, he's killed. Okay? Well, we never see him in the ambulance, so I guess he's killed. And that actually said he's dead. Okay? And not come back as a ghost, which I thought was a shame. That would have been great. Bit disrespectful though to Harold Ramis, so you know. And they get over that way too quickly. I'm like, yeah, you're just responsible for the death of someone, but you got over that because you didn't like him, because they were that nasty. You know? Yes. Now, Sigourney Weaver has a cameo at the very, very last scene. She's Erin's basically boss. Here you go. She taught Erin what she needed to know. There you go. Regarding containment films and everything else. Okay, so I need a drink. We're talking way too long. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that, but you know, I'm quite at editing. Yeah, my favourite cameo of the lot is Annie Potts. Annie Potts, who played Janine. Now, Janine I loved as a character. And I love the fact in the animated film she is kind of, it depends on the episode. Some episode, okay, she's basically a ditz, and some episode she's an absolute genius. Okay. But she appears as a receptionist. She is aged beautifully, and the contempt in her voice when she says to them, "What do you want?" Oh my God, Janine, I saw you back then. Seriously, that was absolutely magnificent. The derision and sarcasm was in that one sentence. What do you want? I love you. I want to see you back. I definitely wanted to see you back. So, here you go. Based an entire film on her. Well, I didn't say this review being too harsh. The first part is kind of uploading as I'm doing this. So, anyway. So, let me talk about Slimer. Now, I love Slimer from the original show. Not the original, like, in the first film, he is the ghost of Jim Belushi, as he referred to in the commentary. In the animated show, which follows soon after the film, he's given an actual name, Ironhead, Spud, and obviously Slimer. Voiced by Frank Welker, which, to be honest, if you watch Futurama, his Slimer voice and Nibbler voice are identical. I proved to that. And then voiced by Billy West in the Extreme Ghostbusters. Because Frank Welker, as a voice acting god, can pick and choose in his own hours now, so he doesn't work after a certain point. So I think I respect that, because if you're the direct heir to Mel Blanc, you can pick and choose your own hours because you are voice acting god. We love you for it. Slimer in this is, first of all, not voiced by anyone in a cameo, even though, hey, you could have done it in a heartbeat. I'm sure Billy West would have done it. He's voiced by a guy called Adam Ray. Now, I knew this already, I looked this up. Now, Adam Ray is actually in the film. He's at the rock concert, he plays a guitar, and he gets thrown into the back of a bunch of speakers. So, I did look this guy up. No connection to the Ghostbusters, but even though I knew who he was, I was looking forward to see what they would do with Slimer, because Slimer is an iconic part of Ghostbusters. What Slimer is pretty much subtle, but he does do this one magnificent thing. He steals the Ecto-1. They leave the keys in the Ecto-1 and he steals it. Well, we knew that Slimer could drive because in the second film he drives Lewis to the Museum of Modern Art to kill Vigo. Well, no, not kill Vigo, but help Lewis kill Vigo, because, you know, Lewis gets a lot of, yeah, he gets a lot of praise for that. You know, he didn't do anything, but the public don't know that. So, Slimer has a girlfriend. Female Slimer, girl Slimer, Slimerette. But that's nothing more than a glorified cameo, which I thought was really disappointing for us who, hey, I've grown up with Slimer and absolutely loved the little spud. Yeah, so that's Slimer's involvement in this film. Now, this is the biggest spoiler. I'm going to quickly ruin the climax of this film, if you can call it that. There's a bit where they face off against Kevin, the possessed spirit, and essentially it becomes like choose and perish from the first film. It's basically choose something and that will destroy you. Kevin, in advance, he had been trying to design the Ghostbusters logo, and it appears as the traditional logo. No, the traditional with the ghost? Yeah, that one, okay? And they're like, well, that's cute, that's funny, we like that. And then it turns into, basically, the Ghostbusters logo turned to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I actually thought it was my visual trailer review, because you can't help but think that when you first see it. And it looks god-awful. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, you didn't really see a lot of. I mean, you saw its upper body and its lower body, but this in profile looks just wrong. It's maybe to try to pay tribute to the first film, but it doesn't really work. And their way of killing the Ghostbusters logo, which, okay, in there, because everyone who hates this film is misogynistic and hates women, and this is filmed like girl power and that kind of bullshit, they shoot the Ghostbusters logo in the dick. And I am not making this up. They're shooting between your legs. So to bring down the absolutely massive, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man size Ghostbusters logo, which I can't believe I just said that out loud, they stop him by shooting him in the knob. Well, between the legs, so it doesn't really have a knob, but you know I'm going with this. And also, they do cross the streams a couple of times, which I thought, one thing I like about the original is the original film is cross the streams is pretty much a throwaway line. And they actually do this. It is, and then they get pulled into this like this vortex where these ghosts are coming from, and it's just, you know, you watch a film and you feel so underwhelmed by what you've just seen. This is what this problem with this film is. It is underwhelming. It is like $150 million underwhelmment of a film. That's the thing. When they go into this vortex, I literally felt nothing. I felt nothing for these characters, the motivations, who they were. It is a $150 million blockbuster, underwhelming blockbuster. That is the only way I can describe it. Now, in conclusion, if you've got this far, anyway, go and see this film. I mean, this has had so much hate over the last year, okay? I say go see it. I actually have an Odeon Limitless card, which means I pay £20 a month for unlimited films. So this cost me pretty much nothing, because I haven't seen Star Trek in a couple of weeks. So I try to get as much as I can out of my films here. It is so underwhelming But hey, I might be the minority. It's the only really good thing about it is Kate McKinnon, who plays Holtzman, because she's having fun. But this film is underwhelming. So here you go. Now, how do you describe the blame to? That's the thing. I mean, the actresses, or three of them, don't really appear to want to be there. They have no real idea of the legacy they're trying to carry on with the Ghostbusters. Maybe they just didn't realise it's become kind of entered a zeitgeist over the last 30 years, and don't really try to pay tribute to that. The script at times feels very, very lazy. It talks down to your audience. And after a while, it just became a case of spot the cameo, which is not what you want from a Ghostbuster film. So, I know comedy has advanced in the last 20 years, say 30 years, but this film could have been a lot more up there. This film could have been amazing. And it's not because of an all-female cast. I wanted a diverse Ghostbusters reboot. I thought it'd be amazing for the 21st century. But as a Ghostbusters fan, I just never wanted this. But anyway, thanks for watching. You got far. I think I've speaking for about half an hour. So thanks for watching this. And take care. And if you've seen this film, let me know what you think. Hey, comments section below. And take care. So sign off. Bye now.